Bridge, a famously difficult card game known to evoke fierce passions and command a following as loyal as many sports. But does that make it a sport? That's the question a British judge will contemplate later this month in a UK court. The English Bridge Union wants official recognition of bridge as a sport, not a pastime.
Bridge is regulated, it's very heavily regulated, it's organised, there are tournaments, there is training, there are attainable goals. How does that make it different from cricket or something?
Sport England, the authority who decides such things, disagrees.
The starting point of the definition of sport is physical activity. Bridge cannot ever satisfy this definition.
Bridge players say that's unfair discrimination.
The lack of physicality isn't particularly about it being a sport. Shooting, people don't have to move very much. Motor racing, they sit in one spot for 2 hours at a time. So, I think the fierceness of the competition means that it's entirely reasonable to consider it a sport.
Bridge is difficult and notoriously tricky to explain. The game pits two pairs of players against one another. Each team tries to outdo the other by winning the most number of tricks based on the cards they've been dealt.
It's a tough, competitive sport. It's not a game of tiddlywinks, or it's not a game of chance in the same way that poker or dice games, etc.
In Brighton, England's top bridge players slug it out in the nation's premier tournament. Small margins can mean the difference between victory and defeat.
I don't have chocolate when I'm playing bridge, because it just does my head in. If you want to beat me in a match, you should feed me chocolate at half-time and I go crazy.
Getting bridge defined as a sport could also mean a big payday through more favourable tax regimes. But for the English Bridge Union's Ian Payne, who spearheaded the legal battle, one thing matters above all else.
If you have children at school whose interest is not necessarily rushing around on the rugby pitch or the hockey pitch, but it's just to sit and develop their brain rather than their body, then they're not ghettoised by doing that. They're not the freaks in the side room on sports afternoons. They're accorded equal respect and everybody's happy.